Hey everybody, it's been a minute. How y'all doing?
Hello. Yeah, hope everybody's having a good day today. It's been a while, as Taylor correctly said. How are you? How are things on your end, Taylor?
I couldn't be happier. We just had our annual meeting at Distribute Aid. Have some really fun, really exciting numbers to share with y'all, and I'm very glad it's over. Certainly a lot of kind of end of year reporting stuff going on the past week or so. So I'm looking forward to a little bit more of a relaxed August.
Yeah,
How are
yeah.
you
No,
doing, Ramon?
I'm good, thank you. Got back safely from the UK. Had a bit of a bumpy ride home. A couple canceled flights and all that, but nothing that some good rest over the weekend didn't fix.
That's good. Were you flying out of Heathrow? Because I know there've been a number of issues there.
No, so I flew out of Gatwick thinking I might avoid Heathrow's problems.
Hmm.
But
Oh,
looks like everywhere is a bit of a mess right now.
yeah, yeah, it's true. A lot of people flying after the pandemic's over, I guess.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Exactly. But yeah, no, everything is safe. I gave my presentation on what developer relations is, and of course, when looking into site activities that include developer relations, I was very sure to bring up what we do here at Distribute and the streams, and
Ooh.
the advocacy, because that's what we're doing, right? Advocacy.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah. So
It went
it was
well.
yeah, thank you. It was a good time. The recording's already up. I haven't watched it because I never will, but the
Well, you got
people
to
have
share the
said
link with us. We'll tweet it out. That's awesome.
that's very kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should share it with work as well. I'm terrible at self promotion, but yeah,
I
no, it
mean,
went
so are
well.
we. That's why we're working on the visualizations and stuff for DA to get better at that, I guess.
With that segue, yeah, we're gonna be doing a little bit of that today. In case you weren't, oh, I need to put up the YouTube video for last recording. Sorry, I'll jot down a reminder for that.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So, I mean, what what have we been up to, Taylor?
So I think our last stream was 3 weeks ago at this point, and then I had a vacation, and then you had a conference. So picking up where we left off, we were working on adding the 3D visualization that Jake made to the homepage, where you could see where our shipments were originating from and going to, kind of that global 3D globe view. Um,
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen as you describe that. Sorry, carry on.
Totally. Um, yeah, and then we're also working on some other visualizations powered by um, Nevo, right? So Nevo is that Viz library. We're looking at like items by category and kind of dollar value by category and stuff like that. And I think I might have previewed a little bit. We upgraded our data pipeline, so everyone's been hard at work adding data for historical shipments, but we're also getting a lot more information. It's not just here's the number and types of items on each shipment, but what role DA played in each shipment, right? So we can look at, like where we had to do customs work or where the needs assessment tool that Marcus is building, helped us with, getting that shipment going, right? Kind of drove the
Mm-hmm.
process there, helped us figure out, where the aid was needed, as well as more information about the movements themselves, right? Like sometimes it's just a point to point. Sometimes we send a full truck somewhere. We got to split it up a bunch of different places in the region. So yeah, I think very excited for what's coming up here. And as we get into the fall, shout out to our viewers. There are plenty of things that you'll be able to work on if you want to contribute some code to Distribute Aid. Not only are we kind of upgrading this data pipeline, which should give you a whole bunch of fun data to play with, but we're also recruiting. We just brought on a new head of projects and admin who really wants to see a
Exciting.
lot more of our content, a lot more of our work get onto the website. So he'll be doing a lot of content modeling in forestry and organizing our other team members to get that content entered in there. And then it's up to us on the dev side to get it to show up on the page so we can tell the world about the great work we do.
Awesome. Awesome. And I think it's going to be really exciting to, I love that feeling. I had the joy of joining in on the all hands meeting and seeing that sort of excitement, that sort of like New Year's feeling, the first day of school
Yeah,
feeling of like, all right, let's kick things up a notch. That was really invigorating.
I'm blown away. Can I actually take over the screen share for you? I want to kind of preview some of the stats coming out of our annual report. We're
Please.
still
Um,
tweaking some of the numbers here or there, but I think it'd be cool for folks to see what we're up to.
yeah, totally. All you got to do is share your screen and I can just throw it up.
Sweet. Okay, can you all see me?
Give me a sec. People should be able to see you now.
What up? So, like I said, we just had our annual meeting on Tuesday, and so we're still finalizing a couple of. I think it's more just like translating currencies and stuff, but we did a whole heck of a lot this past year. And we'll be tweeting this link out once the report's like officially ready. So we organized 32 aid shipments. We also were involved in the field work that I did at Fort Pickett distributing aid. We met
Mm-hmm.
over 1 million needs. So our needs met only focuses on a certain number of kind of core human needs defined by the internationally accepted sphere standards with an addendum that we created to kind of contextualize it for grassroots aid work and what's realistic for grassroots to achieve. So that represents, sometimes multiple needs met per person. Sometimes it's like, just one or one category of needs met, but that's a whole heck of a lot. And to do that, we shipped
Wow.
over almost 4.5 million items here, working with 142 organizations. One of the fun stats, so we kind of internally use this N value to beneficiary metric, which looks at essentially the replacement cost for the goods that we provide in each country's local economy, right? So think, charity shop in Lebanon or Walmart in the U.S. But when we contextualize that, so that it's kind of like, well, if you got all of these goods in the U.S., we shipped the equivalent of, $14.7 million worth of aid, right? Based on kind of GDP per capita comparison.
Right.
So yeah, we continue to grow 4 times year over year. This is the second year we've done it. And we're not venture backed. We don't have any large funders. We're really a grassroots team. It's all volunteer driven. And so what that means is that, I love talking about our ratio, Ramon. It used to be 1 to 20. Now, every dollar we spend on both admin and operations delivers $87 worth of aid to the field.
Wait a minute. That's up. Because I think we talked
Yep.
about this before. It was in the 60s.
Yep. So that was
Or am I thinking
yeah,
of a
I think
different
so. I think when
value?
we looked at it, yeah, but yeah, it's definitely, it used to be like
Sorry.
1 to 20. And then we had kind of an intermediate conversation, where we were guesstimating there. Now it's 1 to 87.
That's incredible.
So yeah, you know what's really cool? You know what that means? That means if you donate $10 a month to distribute aid, you'll have helped ship $10,000 of aid by the end of the year.
Hold up. Let's get that open collective link.
Yep. Yep.
Because yes, we're a lot of, if you're watching, you're probably a software developer, maybe you want to contribute. either to open source or not. And I'm a big advocate for non-code contributions, and that absolutely includes making a financial contribution if you can, if you've got the power to do it, to something like Distributed, which you can do here, opencollect.com/distributedusa.
And I
Yeah.
know there's lots of, there's lots of ways for people to get involved. So you can contribute code, but
Hmm.
for kind of local things going on in your town or your city or your country, you can always go to protests or lobby your politicians. But we serve people all over the world, right? We really need this funding to support both our admin team, but also cover these logistics costs. So we try to make it as easy as possible. Like really, there's so many different things pulling at people's time and attention for good causes. But I always think about, 1% of every human being in the world is displaced, right? So donating to us is a really easy fire and forget it way, $10 a month even, to make a huge impact for those people that have had to leave their homes.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
should I
amazing,
skip?
Taylor.
I'll keep scrolling through real quick. We can
Go for it. Go for
check
it. We've
out.
got time.
Yeah,
And this is
sweet.
part of the live stream, is showing how we do stuff.
Exactly. So we had 9 shipments to northern France. That's one of our regular routes. We try to do a truck every 6 weeks or so. Sent one to the Netherlands, got one to Serbia, which I think was the first time in a couple of years we were able to get a shipment out to Serbia. One to Bosnia as well, which is the first time ever shipping to Bosnia.
Wow.
We sent 7 shipments to Lebanon. That's another one of our regular routes, and that's been really cool to see. I don't know if y'all heard, but the grain silos at the port of Beirut just collapsed after being damaged in the Beirut blast 2 years ago. That country's continued to struggle with, not just kind of humanitarian crises, but also an economic crisis, which just exacerbates everything.
Wow.
Um, yeah, really excited. I'm glad we're still shipping to Greece. That's definitely down from the previous year, and a large part of that impact is Brexit. But we think we might have finally gotten Brexit figured out to Greece and can reopen that aid
Yeah.
route. Yeah, the number of arrivals is definitely starting to trend up in Greece again after a bit of a lull due to COVID. Yep, we sent one aid shipment to Romania. That's the early stage of our Ukraine response right there. So I think we're working on trucker container number 10 at this point, but they haven't all arrived. A lot of them are coming from the U.S. So that means that they take longer, and obviously there's a bit of planning and stuff that goes into there too. So our reporting end of year reporting ends on June 30th. And I think we've already had a few more arrive since then. So in next year's report, you'll get to see a lot more of what we're doing for Ukraine. And then, of course, I was working at Fort Pickett and, coordinated the demobilization for Fort Pickett, making sure that every donation got out to a community aid group after that response wrapped up.
Wow.
This is really cool. Shout out to Marcus. So Marcus built our needs assessment software, which is we run this quarterly, and so it's been filled out 138 times in
Wow.
the past year. I think groups from a half dozen different countries were there, and it's currently tracking 73.5 million items requested by our partners. So there's definitely lots of stuff needed. We hopefully we just continue to grow and to meet more of those needs, get more of those items out there.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, I think environmentalism is really important. So I just want to point
Yeah.
out we don't offset all of our shipments at this point. We've had a kind of an ongoing project to be able to track and offset all of our emissions. I'd say it's about 50% right now. But we did offset 55 tons of CO2 generated by the trucking for our aid shipments. And being environmentally sustainable is really important to us. I mean, that's why we started with this, kind of community collected aid, right? And have since added an in-kind donors program. All of the stuff we ship, is stuff that would otherwise be going to landfill, right? So we're not only keeping perfectly good items from being thrown out, but helping meet needs of people, in other countries through that. Yeah, I think there's a lot going on.
I love the design. It's just so clean and cool.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really pleased. We tried to do a shorter format. I keep
That's
telling our team
us.
yeah, it's our live streams. What up?
Wow,
Yep. Yeah.
it's amazing.
Fun times. I can't believe it's been almost a year of this. It's so much fun.
It's been a
That's back
year.
when I had long hair, right?
Wow.
That's actually me almost a year ago, because that photo was taken at our other volunteer apartment in Serbia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Super cool.
yeah. Yeah, like I said, we have this really amazing amazing ratio, and we're financially sustainable, which is cool too. So definitely, could use donations. Or we got to grow our team to grow how much aid we ship.
Yeah.
But it feels a lot healthier than it did in the early days. I remember working nights and weekends to kind of fund the org, right?
Yeah. So what does just sort of as an open question, what does what did you call it? Financially sustainable? No.
Yep. Yep.
What does that mean?
So just looking at these numbers, like we brought in more money than we spent last year, which is good.
Hmm.
I guess we're not quite sustainable, right? We're like our net balance is positive right now. But we did get a number of like one-off donations or opportunities, like working at Fort Pickett, donations to specific responses and things like that. Where we'd like to focus our energy on fundraising this year is really on recurring donations. So both individuals kind of signing up for that $10 a month on Patreon or Open Collective, as well as we're starting a corporate sponsorship program and a kind of a strategic partners program for some of the larger aid groups we work with. And what we'd really like is to see, not to rely on grants or kind of one-off donations, because that can be very hit or miss, but to basically get funding each month, based on the services we're providing each month through those individual kind of recurring donors, corporate sponsors, or strategic partners.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that means that we're, what's the startup phase? We're like ramen profitable, right?
Yeah.
Where we can kind of keep going forever, and I think as we've seen in the past year, like war, displacement, climate change, I don't think there's gonna stop being a need for our work anytime soon, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Taylor, thank you so much for sharing this with us. I think it's really amazing to see that, folks are around and available doing these things, and like to see how it works. I think it's really meaningful. Even for me that I'm in the tech team, like, being able to see where it is that we fit in
Yeah.
is really cool.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's fun. So like I said, we'll be putting this out on Twitter and everything once we I think it's mostly just translating some of the numbers for consistency's sake. Like we do some stuff in
Yeah.
dollars and some stuff in euros and things like that. So
Yeah, gotcha.
yeah.
Well, that's very considerate. Very cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So with that said, let's continue on some visualization work. Just a quick reminder, folks, Do you know what? Let me throw up the link to our GitHub. I don't think I do that enough. GitHub distributed. Let's throw that up there. Check out what we're working on in case you're joining for the first time is a Gatsby website running on forestry, and we're using Nevo to do our visualizations.
Yeah.
And yeah, check it out, folks. If you're I just pasted the Open Collective link again. My bad.
I'm
Let me try that again.
not
Here we
gonna
go.
complain, you know.
Yeah,
There we go.
it serves a purpose. Yeah, so this is what we're working on. If you see like we've got some issues there, definitely going to be more stuff coming in as we, ramp up our next phase.
Yeah,
So check it out, come contribute, and get in touch if you want to work on something. So I'm going to ask you for some help, Taylor. I don't know if you can see
totally.
my. I don't know if you can see my
Yeah, well, I'll tell
screen
you what. Can
here.
you send me
Oh, the Gitpod, yeah.
yep, yeah, send me the link so I can open it up and see what you're doing.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Now it's shared. You can
Awesome.
join in. So here's what I'm doing. I've checked out the DataVis branch, and oh, you know what? Let me hide our faces real quick. Or no, yeah, let's do that.
That's cool.
Um, yeah, I'm a bit perplexed. I have to admit because I deleted node modules and then I ran npm install and I'm getting this error.
Right. Yeah, I'm taking a look at it right now. Fix the upstream dependency conflict. Could not resolve dependency. React
Looks like we've got
1614.
it. It would appear we have React locked at 18.2, but Nevo wants 18 tops.
Hmm.
Could it be we want to
Interesting.
update Nevo?
Yeah, I might need to pull the latest in from Nevo. I'm not convinced that we have React locked at 18.2.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go take a look in the package JSON and see what that's doing for React there.
So I don't think we have it locked here. I think we have it locked in package lock. Oh no, there it
Hmm.
is. There it is.
Okay.
So that's odd.
Yeah.
When did we do that?
I'm not sure. I might have run like a yarn upgrade or something like that at some
Oh,
point. So
it
like
might
to
have been
do
that.
periodically.
It might have
There's
been
also
that.
that bot, right? The
Yeah.
dependency bot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But you think it would check for errors like this and kind of kick
I
that out
I
to a
would
human?
I would have thought so. Yeah. Nevo. Let's take a look at Nevo. I'm just gonna take a look at Nevo. Oh. Uh, Nevo. Is it at Nevo? Or
Yeah, I think so.
the last publish was 7 months ago. Uh, Nevo.
Yeah, it looks like we have the latest one. It was
Yeah, 70.9.
7.9. Yeah.
Does npm update running npm update kind of like balance things out again? Oh
Yeah,
no.
let's try it. Something like that.
Looks like it's no
Yep.
good.
Yep.
I'm gonna do something I never do, which is git flame. Let's look for that 18.2.
Oh gosh, my name's coming up a lot.
That's uh-huh. Check it out.
Renovate bot.
But this is odd. That
On
was in June.
July 15th. Oh, June.
That is
Yeah, June
odd.
15th. That is.
Huh.
When was Nevo updated?
Oh. Um why would Oh, whoops. Hold up. Oh, there it is.
Right, so that was me adding
April.
Nevo back in April.
But
Huh.
I'm perplexed.
Oh, hey, you know what? We're also using Yarn, right? We're not using
That's it.
NPM, so that might be part of the problem.
Oh my god, that's it. I'm so used to NPM. That's it. That's why we
That's
didn't have a
funny.
package lock.
Yep. Yep. It's interesting that Yarn's able to resolve that dependency issue, whereas like NPM
Yeah,
wasn't.
that is odd. All right, good to know. So once we have that running, we might be able to see. But if we take a look at the website as is now, I figure while we wait for that install.
Yeah, we can kind of catch people up on the latest. No dash.
That's embarrassing.
Well, we should probably just buy the version with the dash and have it redirect, right?
Yeah, we could take a look at what else we could add here.
Yep.
How
Yeah,
we
so I think some
helm.
of the cool stuff Weston's going to be working on is like really, right now we have a lot of like static stuff for our projects you just saw, right? The aid delivered here. So I think like having, like a solid, um, like with our shipment data pipeline, we can take this aid delivered stats and automatically update them after every shipment, and then
Right.
have visualizations like linked to some of the viz pages down there for the projects listed here. Hopefully that's something that every month there will be a project update coming out now, right? So we can kind of like have those project pages up to date and actually have content to create a project page. So
Yeah.
yeah, just sort of paving the way for a lot of that stuff. I think that's it's not like the cool work, but that's actually something very helpful if anyone just wants to like help set up the structure for the site, right? Like
Yep.
you probably need an index page for projects, and then you need a per project page, and we'll start with the content model, so we'll at least know what sort of data we'll be getting, and could get some dummy data up or have the first project's data, right? And then just trying to stay ahead of the content so that we can update it as soon as the content's ready.
That'd be awesome. And as always, folks, if you're interested in helping out, just get in touch with one of us. Or,
Yeah,
comment on, like I posted the Git repo before, just like, go ahead and comment on an issue there and see. And, we're here to help because we could use the help.
totally, 100%. Yeah, I think I'll be setting up some code jams this month as well.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, maybe I can just decide on some dates for that right now. I don't know if anyone's in the audience and wants to like pair up on something. Like I like to do these kind of like 2 to 4 hour code jams where I'm just available on a Zoom link that folks can join and hang out and get help getting started. Get reviews for stuff they've been working on, like whatever. But if you want to maybe message Ramon some times here on the Discord or wherever you're watching from, I can try to optimize around that. There we
Yeah,
go.
cool.
That's the new Viz right there, right?
It's just stellar. And now I remember what we were working on, Taylor. We were trying to make it like show Europe on top. But I'm kind of coming around to, I don't know. I don't know if I'm being lazy. Like, would this look better?
Maybe. I don't know.
Or like here, here. Because
It'd
right
be
now,
interesting if we can find like the center point, right? If we take all those geo coordinates and we can find like the average and have
yeah,
that, have it be centered around that. Some sort of weighted average or something.
yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. I think we have the data. Do we want to So last time I think we got stuck. We couldn't figure out using the API how to like set it to be a different starting point, right? So that might be the
Yeah.
first challenge to solve is can we just move the default starting point on the globe at all? And then, oh, wow, me gesturing. um, and then if we can do that, then we can look at the data, the geolocation data, and just kind of take the average of the latitude and longitude. That should be fairly straightforward, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. We want to go to the main page, which then brings in content. No, it's not this one, is it?
I think what we decided here was we were using a static query or something like
Yeah.
that, right? So we were able to, rather than have the page have to know about this component, we were able to kind of wrap the visualization component with this static query sort of thing. Um, was it in home maybe?
There it is.
There we go.
That's the one.
Yep. And then it calls that shipments on globe viz. So that's probably where all the details are. If you go to component slash, yep, there you go.
Here.
Nice. By the way,
And
folks, if you're in the audience, if you're having trouble seeing what's on the screen, just let us know. We can make the
oh,
font
yes,
size
please.
larger, whatever. We got you.
Wait, did I do this? This looks like me.
No, I think that was Jake.
Oh,
I think I
yeah?
left in all the original comments. Yeah.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair. That's my debugging method as well.
Nice.
Just screaming in all caps. It's a big mood.
You know what you can try out next time around? Our wonderful sponsors at Codesy have amazing
Apps.
tools which track the data flows, so you don't have to do the console logging anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not for the shout out to the Codesy team.
And thank you to Codesy for sponsoring us.
No.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a console log statement to express your frustration. It's less about doing something useful in the debug process, more about getting it out of your chest or whatever.
a fun activity is to type into GitHub your favorite expression of frustration and seeing how many times it comes up in different repositories.
That's fun.
It's an interesting insight into how human open source is.
Yep, that's true.
Cool. So we got origin, destination, coordinates. That's for the lines. Yeah, those are the arcs. Yeah.
Yep.
And we got arcs data. Ah, this one. This is where we were messing about.
Yeah. So we're using that use effect and then trying to change the lat long and then like the zoom level or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, Taylor, but I'm just frustratingly curious. I want to see what happens.
oh, that's a good point. Does any of that stuff actually change anything?
Oh, you know what? I don't. Maybe.
So is that use effects being called at all?
Oh yeah, look, I can zoom now,
Okay. Okay.
and it is rotating faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can confirm that that does work. And I did set this point of view, which we used for by calculating the coordinates of, was it Calais? I'm bad at geography.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
So, but that don't think this worked.
Right. So let's go open up the documentation here. What's the library called again? I want to get that pulled up
It's
because it's not
Nevo.
Nevo for this one.
Oh,
No,
it's
Nevo's
not.
for the graphs. This one is a 3D Viz library, React Globe.gl.
Okay. There it is.
Right. And I remember looking at this last time and just having some problems figuring out like where and how to set that starting coordinate. Um, there's there's a lot going on. What are the different? Okay, so there's the
Point of
container
view.
layout. Oh, sorry. What's up?
No, sorry. Just saying. Here we go. Point of view. By default, the
That
camera
looks
will.
promising.
That's what we're using.
Okay.
By default, the camera will aim at a cross between the equator and the prime meridian at an altitude of 2.5 globe radii. Camera, access the internal controls, utility, coordinates, screen coordinates. Maybe with like WebGL or something, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
That's cool. Well, I mean, nothing is stopping me from. Let me just comment this out real quick.
Can you scroll up just a bit? I want to see those controls like enable zoom, auto rotate.
These ones here?
Yeah, because I'm not seeing enable zoom or anything like that pop up. Right. Like, where is.
Ah, the internal 3JS orbit controls object.
Yeah, what is that?
Is this?
This gets into like another library that I guess it depends upon.
There's enable zoom.
Okay.
This feels like a series of rabbit holes.
Yep. Yeah.
Auto rotate. We don't want that either.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure we'd need to interact with this layer. Right controls.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Okay. I was just
But
wondering where those
no,
controls parameters should come through.
you're good. You're good. Let me give this a refresh because now supposedly it's going to show me the default, but it's still the same view, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Unless, what if I take this and I put something truly random? Actually, let's start at 100, 100. No idea where that's going to put us. What is 2.5? That's probably the angles. Okay, so really, point of view is not doing much.
Yeah. So
By default,
render control, but maybe it's not the globe, right? We're like doing something dot current, right? Maybe that's like the current globe, and this is the render or something.
Yeah, maybe I should read the docs, huh?
Yeah.
Render
No, it looks
control.
like controls is also on there. So I think it would be current dot point of view ideally.
I think you're onto something. Oh no, there it is. Control. Oh, it's a method, not a property. Hold up,
I
what
think
is
we're
it?
calling it though, aren't we?
Ah, yeah, we are. But okay, no. Hold on, is that an object? It's an object.
It looks like an object. Lat long altitude.
Do you know what? I wonder. We might have a code sample here. Globe layer, points layer, utility. Is this just like, yeah? Was it point of view?
Yeah, there are a bunch of examples at the near the top.
Yeah, I think that might be good to. What do we got? Well, honestly, why not open up a bunch of them?
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do some Googling while you take a look at those and just see if I can't find something specific for React Globe GL point of view. Like maybe
sounds
someone
good.
else has asked a question about this. Stack Overflow based development, right?
Absolutely. Here we go. I think I got something. What is map center? Aha! It is an object, Taylor.
Oh, interesting. But then what's that second parameter there? So maybe it's weird that TypeScript didn't catch that, no?
True. Like maybe, and correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe this globe GL doesn't have a, what is it called? The TS.
It doesn't have like the type specified for it, so it's just saying any or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it
exactly.
is. It says any. Yep. Okay.
So here we go. We need an object. So let's envelop 3 of these. This is something I like about VS Code. Is that it? No, that's not something I like. Where are my brackets? Sorry, I'm on a different keyboard and I'm not used to it. There we go.
There you go.
Lat long. No, it's not. It's LNG.
LNG, yep. Then
Altitude.
altitude. Yep.
And I guess that ought to do it because the other one's optional. Let me take another look.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. That's
Yeah.
what I was seeing. Yeah.
So in theory, hey, look at that.
Wow, there we go.
Okay.
We solved it.
That is exciting. That is very exciting. So my question there for it, like, where can I still zoom
I
in?
think somewhere like that, right?
Yeah,
Like
this
where
is
you can
good,
still
right?
see, because people expect the globe in a certain orientation,
Yeah.
but we want them, to be able to see where those lines are coming from.
So maybe we get some coordinates for this area here.
Yeah. I'm still wondering if there isn't a good way to kind of generate the point of view from like the start and the end of where the shipments are, like some sort of weighted average there, just so that as we do more shipments to more places, we don't have to kind of continuously manually adjust it,
Right.
right? Like,
That is fair.
yeah.
And with all honesty, I wouldn't know how to answer that.
Why don't we because we're feeding the coordinates in, right? There's that function that we like where are we getting those coordinates from? I think we're getting it from
These ones?
the no, not those ones. The ones for the arcs, right? Where it has
Oh,
the
yeah.
start and the end of each shipment. So we have to have those coordinates. I feel like if we just, you know, summed them up and then divided by, the number of shipments that are being represented in the visualization, it might be more complicated than that because you can have positive and negative latitudes and longitudes and things like that, right?
Okay.
But yeah, something like mapping over the line items and then summing the latitude, summing the longitude, and then dividing it by the number of shipments to find like the average there.
Oh gosh, I just opened up Apple Mail. That is not what I wanted to do. I
That's not
wanted to.
what anyone wants to do. Oh no, do you use Apple Mail?
I do not. I'm a Thunderbird diehard.
Ooh, there you go.
Um. Aha. Yeah, because I saw that Jake here set up some. So here we go. It's a set. It's an array of objects with start lat and start long, end lat, and end long.
That's interesting. So I think that's probably one start and end per line item, right? Because that's really the
Yeah.
data set we have. We might want to look at it and do like one per shipment. And I think we can get the shipment number, from the line item. So we basically say, here's the latitude, longitude for this shipment, right? And then do the math based on where the shipments are coming from or going to.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what the map's representing, right? It's not really representing here's a bunch of line items of aid that's moved. It's saying here's where the shipments have started and stopped from.
Right. So we really do one line per. We do one arc per line item. Does that mean we have like hundreds?
Maybe,
Maybe
but
it
maybe
depends
it's
on.
not showing that because it's on the same start and stop, right? So we can't perceive it.
Right. So what we want to do is get. How do we want to average this? My math is failing me.
That's all good. Let's like think it through and then take it step by step. So I think
Sounds
since we
good.
have line items, but the latitude and the longitude aren't going to change for each line item, right? We want to like
Right.
filter that and basically do a map on our line items, or like a reduce. Probably not a map, but like a reduce, right? So we end up with like shipment number to start coordinates and end coordinates, right? Now we just have one set of coordinates per shipment. That would be step one to me. So go from like, here's all the different coordinates for the line items, here they are for the shipment. Step two, this is where my latitude and longitudinal maths fails me. But I feel like, let's say we have 10 shipments coming out of that, right? We could sum all of the latitudes by 10, right? Or sum them all and then divide them by 10. And same thing with the longitude. Now, it might be more complicated than that in kind of this 2D vector space,
Yeah.
right? But that would be like a simple starting point to me because they can kind of be dealt with independently on each axis potentially.
So that would be an average longitude and an average latitude.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. I think if we end up with the average longitude and the average latitude, maybe there's already a formula to do this. It might be worth a Google too. So
Oh
let me
yeah.
see what it says. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I need to turn on a light too. Are you good with maybe looking at writing that reduce function to go from line items to coordinates to shipments to
Yeah, yeah,
coordinates?
yeah.
Cool. I'll be back in just like a minute. Let me get my lighting set up and
Take
then
your
I'll take it.
time.
Cool.
Take your time. You're all good. Yeah, so what are we going to do here? So for the time being, I think what Taylor suggested of just taking the average and seeing what happens really is going to be a good starting point. So average longitude is going to be reduce, and a reduce will take a current. Oh gosh, you know what? I forget how to do a reduce every time. Reduce MDN. So it's, how do I make this bigger? Nice. It is. Previous value and current value. That's it. Yeah. So that's this total. Oh, current. So where is my curlies? There we go. And really what we're going to do is return previous plus current dot start. No, end. As a second parameter, it'll start at 0. So what do we got? Arcs data. What is this called? Build globe. vis data. So what I want to do is, where's my globe vis data? It's here. We'll use that in here. Implicitly has an any, previous will be a number, and current will be a line item. Which, oh, that's fancy. So we really just deconstructed it to have what we need, which is just that end longitude. Is it longitude that we want? Let's take a look at that data again. There we go. Arcs data. It is end longitude and end latitude. Okay, we're good. So that's the average longitude. Oh no, wait. We need to divide that by arcs data.length. Now we'll do the same for the average latitude. Previous, which is a number, and current, which is an object, that has end latitude as a number.
I'm back with you, by the way, Ramon.
Oh,
I
hey!
feel a little bit like a villain with the way the kitchen light is shining now. I'm kind of masked in shadow.
Hold on. I can't see you yet. No, let me take a look. Nah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I'll try this one second.
We gotta get you a streamer light, Taylor.
I know. Donate to Distribute Aid so I can buy a streamer light, y'all. I like what you're doing here, though.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Returning previous. I never remember what the syntax is for a reduce. So I always have to look that up. And latitude. So we'll just have 0 divided by arcs data.length. And honestly, like the whole goal here is to just find out what happens, really. So this will be average latitude and average longitude. Well, that did average out.
Okay.
Which, kind of makes sense. We're kind of somewhere here.
Yeah.
The question is, do we want to move it a little bit higher? Because like this, it's not really clear, but I feel like something like here,
somewhere there, yeah,
looks kind of
it might
nice.
also be helpful if we can make the land masses darker, right? There's a little bit more differentiation, I think, between where people could see that better, so they could more identify,
Yeah. How do we do that? Something like this, for example. But, on the other hand, this does fit in really well. How did the old one look? Hold on. Yeah. So if we could have like the land masses be the same color, but I fear that might be something. Oh, never mind.
That's for the arcs, right? So that's
yes.
That's the blue there. Yeah. So let's see. I'm just gonna do a quick Google through the doc. Arc color. Ooh, this looks interesting. Polygons layer. Polygons. So we can have a polygon cap color, a polygon side color, and a polygon stroke color.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that might be. There's also hexed polygons, but I don't think that's quite what we want. And then there's tiles, but I don't think we're using tiles. Rings, labels. Yeah, let's take a look at that polygons color here. So how do we specify that?
And you're seeing this in the docs here, right?
Yep. Yeah. If you go look at the docs, the polygons layer right there. So it looks like we can set the cap, which would be like the top of it, the side, which would be the outline. I'm not sure what the stroke is, but if you scroll up to the kind of the map they're showing off there, like,
Oh,
yeah. So that might be kind of cool. We might even be able to highlight different countries. I'm not necessarily sure, at this point, like how the mapping quite works.
yeah. So, I mean, for example, let's try one out. Let's put in a polygon cap color.
Yep.
And to make sure we're getting a result, I'm a big fan of, the CSS style debugging of just making something very red.
There we go.
I gotta do this properly. Probably put in this, the hashtag symbol. We're good. Let's give it a
Sweet.
try.
Nothing.
So that so I didn't
Yeah, I'm
change
not
much.
convinced it's polygons. That might just be a layer. We could go look at the image maybe that Jake is using. Does he that uploads Earth light and the Earth topology? So it might just be an image that's kind of wrapped around.
Yeah. You're saying that Jake created these images?
I think he probably found them somewhere.
Still very
Um,
cool.
yeah, so we might not be using polygons at all. It might just be an image of the globe which gets kind of wrapped around. I think it's going to be in static slash uploads.
Ah, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like Earth light.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So it looks like it
like this.
layers those two. Maybe we just keep the topology. Let's take a look at what that looks like.
Yeah. Back to shipments on globe. So we remove light. Huh.
Oh, no.
I wonder if that has to do with the polygon thing. Hold on. Oh no, I removed. No, I didn't. We just removed my polygon color thing. No, it really.
Yeah, maybe it needs that base layer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're really getting much with the topology there actually. So maybe that's not really set up.
It's very subtle.
Okay. Okay.
It's very subtle. It gives like if you look at the like keep an eye on Western Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you'll see it kind of adds some dimension to it. See, there's like
Yeah, just a very
mountains.
little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mountains and stuff. So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's a nice detail.
Okay. Cool. So I did do some research during my Googling, and the naive way that we're kind of averaging coordinates isn't the right way, but I think it works for us, right?
Yeah.
It works for WoW. Yeah, it's you have to take into account the curvature of the globe. According to these folks in Stack Overflow that are having a discussion about how GPS interacts with blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, but we can see most of the map there.
Isn't that about how it takes like relativity into account as well?
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah.
But
But I think this looks good.
yeah, I think that's a great starting point for now. I think it's recognizable, and we can always keep tweaking it later, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. So what else do we need to do to get this live? I think people need some sort of way to know it's interactable, right?
Yes. Yes, and I wonder if, like, the easiest thing would be if there's some kind of indicator, so to speak.
Hmm. We can always add one too in the React component, right? Just below
Yeah.
the visualization.
Yeah, kind of a, hold up. Uh, just out of, just for the sake of argument, I'm gonna add a little fragment here. Seriously, bear with me. Something like that is what you had in mind, right?
Yeah, yeah, something like that, just so that they know, folks can interact with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen this a lot lately. There's a book. I swear it's related. There's a book by Nadia Egbal called Working in Public: The Making and Maintenance of Open Source Software.
Mm,
Great book, by the way. I read it in a book club last year. Check it out.
nice, nice.
Yeah. And you can see, like, I'm just moving my mouse,
Mm-hmm.
and then
A
if
little
you,
wiggle or something. That's
yeah, and then you
cool.
can drag it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you almost think it's an image until you interact with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
wonder if there's a way that, like, uh, that we can indicate with the mouse cursor moving, because I would imagine that
Maybe
most of,
it's just changing the cursor, right? Like that would be the way. Like it's already spinning,
true,
and it's not like people are gonna
true.
interact with it to discover more information. It's just kind of a fun thing, right? So
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
not like it's not an accessibility issue necessarily, but if we change the cursor over that element, so that might be a tailwind fix right here.
yeah. I actually was actually quite a. I'm glad I went on that little side note.
Yeah, yeah.
Tailwind.
Okay, so it'd be like cursor dash pointer, right, for the little hands going on.
Cursor dash pointer. So that would be. Can I add CSS here? Class art?
Yeah, maybe class name, right?
Give it a try.
Oh no, it doesn't look like it's gonna work. So I might need a wrapper around globe then.
Mm-hmm. So that does need to be a div, because it can't be a fragment. Oh, but hold on.
Nice.
It's not a pointer. It should be a hand,
Oh, yeah, okay.
which should exist. Grab.
Cursor dash grab, yep. Yep. Or maybe cursor dash all scroll or something like that. I kind of like the grab one.
Mm-hmm. I think the grab gives a good indication of what we can do here.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a way to change it so there's cursor dash grabbing as well. If Tailwind has like a
Yeah, I
kind
think
of an
so.
on click attribute or something.
Should be a click.
Pointer events.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Pointer events. Not hover. Pointer events. Click. Let's give it a try. So pointer events click.
So what's that actually?
Click. Is there a focus? Hmm. Hmm. What are these called? Like states.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hover, focus, and other states. What else we got? First shot selection. Active. What is active?
I think it's when you're actually like clicking down on it or something, right?
Which is what we want.
Yep.
So if we do active cursor, now I forgot the name.
It's dash grabbing with an ing.
Oh, I'm excited. Oh my god, that works. Look at that. Check it out.
Does it like close the hand though, or it just hides it right there?
I don't know if you can see it, but it's closing the hand.
Okay, it kind of like hides it for a sec. I'm not sure.
Oh, it could be my screen share. Wait, let me see if people can. People may not be able to see. But you know what you can do, Taylor, is open up this
Mm-hmm.
URL on your computer and give it a try.
There we go.
Here,
There
I'll
we
send
go.
it to you in the. Actually, I'll send it to everybody because why not?
Yep.
And that's the amazing
Also
thing
send it
about.
to me though in the chat because I
Yeah.
can't see the Discord. Sweet.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Oh, this is super interesting. So it's still showing me the normal cursor, and then when I click on it, then it shows the grabbing, right?
Oh, maybe it's a
But it's not
Firefox.
showing when I hover, it's not showing me like the ready to grab.
Tell you what, let's tweak it to instead be hover cursor grab. I just wrote. Could you try refreshing, please? And you know what? I'm going to try it here on Firefox as well.
Hey, sorry, I cut out there for a sec. What were you saying?
Oh, sorry.
Can you hear me, Rowan?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Oh no, I can't hear anything. I think my computer is slow. Let me close some stuff here.
Oh,
1 sec.
now I'm going to check on Twitch because now I'm unsure. Huh. Bear with us, folks. Just trying to figure some stuff out. I'm just gonna tell Taylor to maybe. Yeah, I was just gonna say he just wrote. I'm gonna refresh real quick.
Hey, I just turned my headphones off. Maybe that is it.
Can you hear me now?
He tries saying, "Nope." Okay.
Oh,
Let me refresh real quick. I might need to restart my browser. Fun,
all good.
fun old
Oh,
computer stuff. But keep it
no
going.
stress.
I'll be right
No
back.
stress. We're good. We're good. What are we doing? I got completely distracted. Ah, yes. Hover, cursor grab. So that looks pretty solid to me. While give me a sec, folks, and I'm gonna just try this on Firefox. And I can confirm it's working on Firefox. Now, when Taylor gets back, we're going to confirm that it works on Firefox for Linux and see if that's the thing. In the meantime, do you know what I'm going to do, folks? I'm going to start just, gently making a commit or two. Let's look at some git status. Most of our changes are here. What have we done? Yeah, because you see we've done two separate things here. One is, mess with the cursors and all that. And the other one is to do that average stuff. So I'm gonna. Sorry. Have you folks ever done patch a patch add? So that's -p. And what I like about it is that it kind of automatically like tries to split up chunks of code and be like, okay, you want me to add this for preparing for a commit. So you'll see at the bottom here, like stage this hunk. And this is a pretty big hunk because you got like the changes I want to commit. Oh wait, is Taylor back? Yes, Taylor's back. Hey, Taylor.
Hey, everybody, I'm back.
Can you hear me fine?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me? Are you getting any feedback without my headphones on now?
Hello, test. Am I getting feedback? I'm not getting feedback, but folks, if you're watching and you're getting
Great.
some well, if they are, I would be too. So I'm unconcerned.
Okay, if you hear them on twice in very short intervals, just let us know in the chat and we'll figure something out.
Sounds good. Yeah, I was just preparing a commit of the first part. So I'm going to split up this hunk here. So we commit this calculation of averages and not the changes to the globe. So that would be git commit. And then we're going to, this is a
It's a feature. Yep.
Use average to display center of destinations. Sound good?
Yeah. Maybe throw like a globe viz or something in there so we kind of know what that's referring to.
Like that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. So that we can save and commit. So that's only half of it. I haven't committed anything about the cursors. I wanted to ask Taylor, now that you're back,
Yep.
could you give it another try?
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing a refresh. Yep. So I'm on Chrome right now, and what I'm seeing is when I hover over it, it's the normal mouse cursor. When I click on it, then it shows the grabbing. Yeah.
Did you try giving it a refresh?
Yeah, I think so. Let me just take a look at so hover, cursor, grab, active cursor grabbing.
Yeah.
Maybe
You're
if
on
we
Linux,
take a
right?
look. Yeah, I'm on Linux, elementary OS. Maybe just take out the hover cursor grab. Right.
That's how it was before.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not doing it for me, but if it's doing it for you, then I think we should be okay. That seems like something to debug with my specific setup, quite possibly.
Yeah. Odd. Very odd. Shall we leave it in for now as this?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. In that case, let's go ahead and commit that. This is also a feature. We do add cursor styling. Wait, globe viz. Good.
Yeah, we might want to show the reasoning behind that, right? So cursor styling to highlight interactivity or something like that.
Oh, that can be one line.
Yeah, I try to stick to one-line commits. I realize that maybe it'd be more helpful to have more details, but I feel like often I'm just kind of skimming through commit messages, or doing a get blame and looking at that, It's like,
oh, totally,
breadcrumbs, but like I'll try to figure out for myself what's going on.
I have the thing that the stress of like 80 characters for a commit line,
Yep. Oh, like really?
Oh yeah. I don't know if you know this, but like in VS Code, for example, the line will go red if you go over 80 characters.
It's so funny though, because that was like that's not a real rule. That's a rule because the initial terminals were limited to 80 characters on a screen and you wanted it on one line, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, well, we have bigger screens now. It's not like there's some technical reason to do that. It's this kind of weird path dependent reason where, now VS Code is artificially causing you stress when you just want to add another couple of words here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, we're distributed. Ramon, you got my permission to break the rules.
Awesome. Then let's save that. Cool.
Great.
Um, what do you think? Is this something we might want to look into merging?
Yeah, I think we're at a good point here. We got some good start to our viz. I think that's definitely a cool interactive graphic. And I'm in favor of getting stuff up early and often. We've been working on this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think maybe this marks the end of our kind of visualization journey on stream, because I'm going to be working with Weston on some more content modeling next week.
Cool.
So we could start kind of a new thread for August beginning next week. But folks, there are plenty of open issues. There's also plenty of cool data to just play around with. Just because we haven't thought of a cool visualization here doesn't mean you can't take a look at the data. Just get the code running. And if you go to slash, is it ___ GraphQL, you can see all of the data that's available there. And, come up with your own ideas. We'd be happy to hear them. Submit an issue, submit a PR. Yeah, I think the data we're mostly using for these visualizations is like the all DA line item right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you go to nodes and you can see the different parameters and stuff.
Yeah, you can see all kinds of stuff here.
Yeah. We got, what's the shipment data right there?
Oh. Oh.
Oh, there we go.
It is absolutely mind-boggling that you have all this stuff.
Well, there's a lot more on the way. Let me tell you, we've been hard at work. Everyone got excited for the data pipeline, and I think the plan is, to really like we like to build our stuff out for ourselves, but the goal is to really open a lot of this up as a platform. So we're starting to do that
Mm.
with the needs assessment tool Marcus wrote, where we're telling other people like, hey, not only do we do this once a quarter, you should tell your partners, right? Let us know, if you're one of our kind of strategic partners. We can even add a custom, page for you if you want to farm out your own version, right? We want the same base data for everybody, but getting other people and supporting them, kind of building off of our work. They might not have the technical skills to kind of clone the repo and set up the infrastructure themselves. But we're happy to kind of run it for them as a service, right? And
Yeah.
same thing with this data pipeline. What we're really doing is making it easy for groups to do their own reporting, right? Like, hey, if you give us the same shipment data that we're providing for ourselves, like the line items and things like that, everyone has that. You have to organize a shipment, right? To submit to customs and things like that. So if you feed that in, we'll give you a nice snapshot. We'll give you access to these great visualizations, eventually maybe plug and play, show that globe on everyone's website for their shipments, right? And then that also helps us because we have a larger idea of where we're at in the grassroots aid sector. Like we said, we've shipped about 4,400,000 items in the past year, but we are tracking a need for 74 million items, right? So we're only 5-10% of what's going on in the places that we ship to right now, right? And it'd be cool to see what other people are doing, kind of look at that across the network, and really discover where those gaps are. Where should we be pushing next?
Absolutely. Oh, do you know what? I forgot to push.
Oh, there we go.
There they are. I think we'll have to do some rebasing.
Yep.
Shall I go
That
ahead and
seems
give that
like
a
it's
try?
going to be easier to do maybe in the command line because it's a package JSON. My usual strategy there is to resolve the package JSON errors and then just like delete the yarn lock file and reinstall everything or whatever.
Ah,
But,
good call.
yeah, because it gets really messy trying to manually deal with that auto-generated yarn lock file.
Oh, it's not an interactive one. My bad.
Yeah.
Can just close that and bring. Whoa, what am I doing? Here we go. Bring on the errors. Okay, what do we got? Get status. Package package JSON. Yes, package JSON giving us an error. Wish I had more screen real estate. Don't need this. Okay, what do we got?
So it looks like there was an upgrade. It's probably that renovate bot auto upgrading things. It looks like they're we want the stuff coming from Saga for that. We want the latest versions of these.
Yes. However, if we do a quick comparison, image, React helmet, sharp, TypeScript, contentful, file system, transformer JSON is new.
Transformer JSON is new, so we'll want that then.
Now let's plop that in here.
Good call to actually run through it properly.
Oh yeah, no, I just don't trust my eyes. So that looks good.
Yep.
So we'll remove yarn lock. Right?
Yep.
Do a yarn install. I find rebasing to be kind of soothing. That said, took a while before I got there.
It's soothing until it's not, right?
Yeah. For me, everything became easier when I learned the command git rebase abort.
Yep. Yeah, I've definitely gotten in trouble trying to manually pull myself out of a bad rebase. It's like, nope, just throw it away, start over.
Yep. And oftentimes that's the best solution, is just to cut your losses and be like, okay.
Yep.
And sometimes a merge commit is never a bad thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I've had clients who would disagree, but I think, there are times where best practices might slow you down.
Yeah, it's kind of that 80-20 rule, right? Like 80% of the time, follow the best practices, but once in a while, you got to break those rules because it makes sense to. You can't predict everything in the world.
Yeah, totally. All right, so that's going to do its thing. Should we be nervous that it's going to update a bunch of packages? I guess not, right?
Probably not, because I think it would just follow the rules. It wouldn't change package JSON without running like a proper upgrade command or something like that. It would just rebuild the yarn lock file if it's like, oh, I can bump the version up, but it's not going to change package JSON.
Yeah. And I believe, because it's the only time we're doing something like this, that it'll be the only thing that in the rebase that trips us up.
Fingers crossed. I'm gonna knock on some wood there.
I'm an aggressively optimistic person when it comes to rebases. And I guess we'll need to update our codes to recording
for
the PR.
Yep.
Here we go. So that's git status, git add all, git commit. I never know when git decides to keep the commit messages, because sometimes it takes it out,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we have it set to squash when we merge branches in, right, on GitHub. So that might be some of it, but usually just takes the commit messages and stacks them into like a single commit into the body of that single commit, right? So I don't really feel like I'm losing a lot there.
So unfortunately, it would appear you were right, Taylor. And we gotta rerun yarn lock a couple times.
Ooh, that's gonna take a while.
But it's okay. It's okay. I came prepared.
Love it.
I'm waiting for StreamYard to add more music. Have we talked about it? It's like made by members of the StreamYard team.
That's cool.
Yeah, because that way it's what's it called? Copyright free.
Yeah.
You won't.
You should send them a bunch of truck noises, like your You're trying to run dev and the server breaks or something locally, and you can just have a honk honk, something like that.
I love that. I love that because that's the day to day of
Yep.
doing software stuff.
That would be a fun. People invest in like all the cool different keyboards or like light up cases for their desktops or whatever. Like, setting up your build environment to autoplay different sounds when different things happen. I feel like as programmers, we're very visual, most of us, right? We're looking and reading and writing a lot. And I wonder if it make it easier programming to have different types of feedback, right? Like auditory feedback, when things are happening. Kind of develop association with those sounds, with those patterns.
So, well, there is nothing stopping somebody from, say, developing a GitHub action that sends some kind of HTTP request to a Raspberry Pi or something. That would then, and I'm sure it's been done. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I remember somebody, I forget who it was, who developed a Git hook. Right?
Ooh.
That's like a piece of code that runs when you run a commit locally.
Yeah.
I believe. And to your commit would always add, like, use the webcam to take a picture of you when you took it.
Oh, yeah, someone did that way back in the day on a project that I was working on. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh, on a project you were on as well.
Yeah, no, I think it was probably around the same. Was that like 2015 era?
Yes.
Like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So, that's done. Early 3D globe visualization. I do hope we don't have to do this too many times. Git rebase continue. Hey!
There we go. Nice.
Nice. So Git, how do you do it? Do you force push?
Yeah, I think we would force push on the branch.
I have a Git alias that I called a Git YOLO push. That is force push.
That's fun.
That's what I like about command line tools like that you can sort of customize them that way.
Yeah.
So that looks good.
Yep.
Oh, shall we make this ready for review? Remove the work in progress?
Yep.
Nice.
Nice.
And the code C map should have updated as well. Oh, did I do that?
Yeah.
Guess I did. Which is always cool to see. But I think we've kind of reviewed this already in the past.
Yeah, we've definitely gone through that like last stream. Not much has changed, but it is cool to see that. I like that red dash line showing that we're no longer linking to that homepage banner right there.
True. No, we don't want to remove it. We might use it somewhere.
Yeah, I would say that's not bad. Or maybe like the art style for it too. Like I like the 3D globe, but it might be cool to have like a 2D representation in that art style, right? So like on a specific shipment page, something like that.
I have an accessibility idea, Taylor.
Yeah.
There is a browser. There is a CSS. I want to say media query called prefers reduced motion.
Oh, that would be the one. Yeah. Maybe since we gotta wrap it up kind of soon here, like we don't have more time here, but should we add it as an issue?
Do you know what? I really want to. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. While you're doing that, I'm gonna jump on the PR and double check the.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, see if I can't merge it in. I feel like with the map updating, do we need to update the Code C recording? Yeah, or do we feel like it's okay? People can see the map. I don't think we made a recording for this. Yeah, specifically.
Yeah. Replace 3D globe visually and now American English with 3D globe visualization with 2D SVG image on devices that prefer reduced motion. Prefers reduced. I don't know if folks have seen this. This is like a feature. It's used to detect that the user has requested that the system minimize to the amount of non-essential motion it uses. Yeah, I think it's cool because some people get like are negatively affected by like flashy images or rotating graphics, and so like
Yeah.
being able to like replace that with a 2D globe
Yeah.
would be pretty cool. And this is a media feature. Is that a media query? I'm so bad at this. It is a media query.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Let's use the media query to again one of those quality of life things. I love that you can paste the URL and it turns it into a link. This will be enhancement, good first issue, help wanted. I think that's about it.
Yeah. Should we link him? Should we show the person the SVG though? Like,
Oh
or
yeah.
where that file is, because they might not know where to look for that.
Yeah,
This
good
is an
call.
example of the like the what's it called, like graceful degradation, right? Because that static SVG isn't showing exact. It's not using data to draw those lines right now, right? But it is better if you prefer reduced motion. It still shows that same concept that our globe does, right? So
I gotta find that. Where's that PR?
let me go take a look at the code C map on our issue. So that is
That's
going to
exactly
be in source images home page banner SVG.
source images. Source images. Nope. Homepage banner SVG. And we can just link that. With the previously used 2D static graphic.
Nice. And I got us merged in here.
Great. Which means we can go on. Is it helpful to look? I always like looking at Netlify. They say, a watched pot never boils.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of fun,
But
though.
I always like looking at it. This is the wrong one. Distribute aid. Distributeaid.org.
Building.
Pending review. Where do I see it in that deploys? Bunch of pending review ones. Building. It was fascinating to see like what goes into this stuff. Have you seen this, Taylor? You can
No,
play
that's cool.
you can play a game while you wait.
What? Let's do it.
You can play a
Oh
little map,
yeah, yeah. Okay,
which I think is
that's fun.
extremely cute. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
How you
yeah.
That's how you make the best of the fact that I think I saw this. Oh my
Oh, oh,
goodness. I am not nearly as good as this as I thought I might be.
nice. Oh, that's top left. Yep.
Yeah. It's one of these. Nope.
There you go. Yeah, that one.
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
I think it's cool that they have this.
Yeah.
Nice. And you can see like there the deploys in progress. I think that is some developer experience right there. But I always like looking at these and see like how it's going. Dark mode option.
I was talking about Tailwind. They've changed some of the configuration settings or something.
I think we're gonna need some Night driving.
Yeah, it's weird doing the stream at night. I'm used to doing it in the afternoon. I'm like, I realize halfway through, like the sun's going down, and I can't see anything anymore.
I've learned to anticipate it by now. Even though it's still light when we start, I was like, no, I'm gonna turn on the light. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to turn on. Yeah, halfway
There
through.
you go.
So when that's, oh, I see some successes.
Oh, yay. Yay.
Atlas robots are busy building and deploying your site to our CDN. Oh. Oh,
That's probably some console log stuff.
Page data from the failed page. Viz. Huh. Is Viz failing?
We never actually went to Viz this time.
I'm gonna check it out real quick, because we still got it running here.
Yeah. Hey, for any of our viewers, I just broke production, so if you do it once in a while, don't feel too bad.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? That seems like we might need to clear the cache or something like that.
Yeah. You know what? It's probably the rebase. It's a lot of spitting out data.
Yeah, we might have like a data dump somewhere.
Yeah. Most likely a minor error. I mean, it's interesting that we left that Viz page in there, because it kind of means like, I mean, on the one hand, it's a nice little development showcase. You know how some web apps have like, what are they called? Like style guides?
Yeah.
Make life?
Yeah.
I think there's a certain...
I think it's kind of fun. If people, it's a good place where like people could like make a Viz and show it off to their friends, like in our production, but we don't have to we're not linking to it anywhere. So it's like, it makes it safer to get stuff out there and make sure you're not breaking other people's visualizations or whatever, right? But also give them a chance to like get it onto another page, see some work in progress.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I like about Distribute is like, we don't have to be perfect. We're not some company, that's only trying to put 100% out there. It's okay to be a little bit rough around the edges. We're grassroots, right?
Yep.
Like.
Here we go.
So that's good.
Yeah, let's look at that Viz page again. It did fail, by the way. You can see at the top left of my screen.
Yeah.
That didn't. What failed here? Window is not defined.
Oh, that's weird. So that might be... Huh.
But that doesn't mean that production is down. It just means that it's not up yet.
It probably just, yeah.
That's odd. Because that looks like it's inside one of our dependencies. Could it be that spitting out all this, console logging all this data somewhere is just like overloading this caching?
Yeah, I think there's probably a couple of things to clean up still. I might poke around in it later tonight or tomorrow or something like that. Yeah.
Sure, it is late.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep you, Taylor.
No worries at all. It's okay. I got another meeting in 50 minutes here. So.
Oh, geez, yeah, no, get some rest in between. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining. You saw the issues. The GitHub link is as follows. Get in touch. This is an open invitation. You're also invited to join us on stream and hack with us live. We're all learning and probably honestly, my Gatsby is limited at best. So It's all about
It's
like
fun to figure it out with friends, right?
absolutely a collaborative workflow.
No.
Well, Taylor, as always, it's been a joy. Thank you very much, and yeah, thanks everybody. And take care.
Yeah.
See you next time.
See y'all next time. Bye.